Welcome to the first month of the XS Sights Set Your Sights Challenge. Today, we're going to shoot the 500 point aggregate. This is a drill that I learned from Mcnamara in a tactical applications and practical shooting class a few years ago. It is an accuracy-focused drill. We're going to be shooting on a V8 repair center or a very similar target. As you can see, I've got one drawn up. We have an X ring, 10 ring, 9 ring, and 8 ring. Because I like to make things difficult on myself, because it forces me to work harder to improve. If it ain't in the 8, it ain't gonna count for me today. We're gonna start this out at 20 yards. It's a 5-string drill. At 20 yards, it's gonna be freestyle with no time limit. We're going for absolute best accuracy. Ideally, all of them in the X ring. We'll see how this works today. After that, we'll move up to 15 yards. We'll do a 10-round string with no time limit, strong hand only. We'll do a 10-round string at 15 yards, weak hand only. From there, we're going to move up to 10 yards. We're going to do a timed fire, so that's 10 rounds in 20 seconds. Finally, we'll move up to 7 yards, and we'll do the rapid fire string, which is 10 rounds in 10 seconds from the holster. Let's see how it goes. All right, here we are. We're going to do the first string. We're at 20 yards. This is untimed. Take your time, good hits. Looking for a perfect sight picture, perfect trigger press. Let's see how it goes. All right, let's go see how it looks. Okay, string 1. Not as good as I would like, but obviously I need to do a little more dry fire and do a little more practice. So I'm down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 93. All right, we'll get a new target up. We'll go for the strong hand only next. All right, we're ready for string 2. This is going to be strong hand only, no time limit at 15 yards. Again, 10 rounds. All right, let's see how that one looks. Not too bad. Looks like I am down 5 points for 95. Strong hand only. I'll take that one today. All right, putting up a new target. We'll get ready for string 3. All right, here we are for string 3, just like string 2. This is one-handed shooting, this time with our support hand or weak hand. 10 rounds, no time. Again, looking for the closest thing we can get to a perfect sight picture and a perfect trigger press. Let's see how it goes. All right, let's go take a look at it. We can see I definitely need to do some weak-handed only work. So I'm down 2, 10. I'm not going to let that guy count. I'm being hard on myself. So down 10, 12, 14, 15 for an 85 with weak hand. All right, we'll get a new target up and move on to the next string. All right, here we are for string 3. At this point, we're going to add the timer. This is the timed fire. So we're going to have 20 seconds to draw and fire the 10 rounds. You've got enough time to do it pretty easy, but you can't dawdle or you will run out of time. Let's see how this works. As you can see, I probably went a little too fast. I finished that string in 9.74. I actually had another 10 seconds left that I could have slowed down and shot better. Let's take a look. Like I said, tried to go a little too fast. I wound up dropping 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 points for a 91. All right, it's time for the 5th and final string. We're at 7 yards, but we're going to cut the time down. This is the rapid fire segment. It's 10 rounds in 10 seconds from the holster. Obviously, from how I did at 10 yards, I can get all of them off. Let's hope I can get a little better accuracy than I did on that last string. Let's see how it goes. All right, I finished that run in actually 6.73 seconds. Hopefully my group's good, but if not, that's a key that I could have slowed down and should have slowed down. Not terrible, not terrible. Drops 3 points into the 9, everything else is up in the 10 or the X. So that gives me a 97. Some ranges won't let you draw from a holster. If that's the case, you can still do this drill. You can just work it either from the ready or starting with the pistol on a bench or a table. I like the idea of a table simply because you're having to establish a good solid grip on the gun, drive the sights into the target, and then go to work. Let me show you what it looks like. The same basic concept of what we're doing. We're just starting with the table rather than coming out of the holster. All right, we've got the target spread out. I like to run each string on its own individual target so that I can sit here and look at it. Starting with string 1, down here at the end, the Freestyle, I shot a 93, which is not too terribly bad, but not as good as I want. Group isn't horrible, it's just a little larger than my fist. I'd take that and be okay with it if I could have just brought the center line of my group up into the 10 ring. That's primarily how I'm seeing the sights in relation to the bullseye, with a little bit of my trigger control needs some work. Moving into the strong hand only, I did 95. I'm really, honestly, pretty good with that. Strung a couple high. This guy over here, that's obviously me and bad trigger control on that shot. But otherwise, pretty good. Weak hand only, you know, for the most part, that's really not too bad. This little guy, that little guy, technically it's a line break, but like I said, I like making things hard on myself to make me work harder. So that's a -10, because I'm counting that as not a hit. That's going to be trigger control. Both of these, this guy over here, yeah, that's going to be poor trigger control on my part. Everything else on that one looks pretty good. Moving into timed fire. Like I said on the video, I pushed it a little too hard. I should have let myself take the entire 20 seconds. And I drove the gun a little hard and wound up shooting a little low. Not ungodly bad, but not quite as good as the one. It means I need to do a little more practice. And on that timed course of fire, slow myself down just a little and use that entire 20 seconds. Moving into the final string, which was the rapid fire at 7 yards. Kept them all in the black, which is not too terribly bad. Again, I wound up running considerably faster than the time allotted, and I paid for it by dropping 3 rounds. Again, this is an accuracy drill more so than a speed drill. I should have let myself slow down just a little and got a little better sight picture and put those up into the 10. All in all, let's see, we're down 3.9, so that's 12. 15 makes 27, 32, 39 points down from a total possible of 500 gives me a 461. Definitely lots of room to work on myself. Ideally, I'd like to be over a perfect 500, so I got some work to do. Let us know how you did.